turtles lined up in a row. They tapped their feet nice and slow. Flap and stomp went all around. Their little shells made a happy sound. They twirled and spun on sandy ground, and every tap made a funny pound. The sun shone bright on the shine. They flipped and flopped and danced in stacks. Tiny hats bounced as they pranced along. They tap danced proudly to a turtle song. All cheered together, happy and strong. 10 tiny turtles lined up in a row. They tapped their feet nice and slow. Flap and stomp went all around. Their little shells made a happy sound. They twirled and spun on sandy ground, and every tap made a funny pound. The sun shone bright on the shine. They flipped and flopped and danced in stacks. Tiny hats bounced as they pranced along. Bat, owl, kangaroo, a parrot perched dolphin up in a tree. I have a riddle, guess with me. I asked him what is big and blue. He squawked and said it hops with 2. Squawk? Is it a whale? I asked with glee. He shook his feathers, you'll soon see. I fly at night and sleep at day. What am I, can you say? We guess and
Polly
guess
won a cracker.
until the sun. The parrot laughed, you're nearly done. Then whispered, riddles are my fun. A parrot perched up in a tree.
Is it a giant
I
flying
have
fishy
a
balloon?
riddle, guess with me. I asked him what is big and blue. He squawked and said it hops with 2.
Giggle.
7 bears jumped in with a splash. Bubbles flew from every dash. They scrubbed their paws and washed their toes, laughed and played as water flows. 1 bear sneezed and bubbles flew. Another slid at a bubbly blast. At last they dried, the fun would last. 1 bear sneezed and bubbles flew. Another slid and giggled too. They stacked the bubbles tall and round, then tumbled in with a bubbly sound. Rubber duckies floated past. The little bears had a bubbly blast. At last
Look
they
at my
dried, the
selfie
fun
foot.
would last. Seven bears jumped in with a splash. Bubbles flew from every
Child
dash.
cheers.
They scrubbed their paws and washed their toes.
Child
Laughed and
giggling
played as water
and
flows.
clapping.
1 bear sneezed and bubbles flew. Another slid at a bubbly blast. At last they dried, the fun would last.
Giggle.
1 bear sneezed and bubbles flew. Another slid and giggled too. They stacked the bubbles tall and round, then tumbled in with a bubbly sound. Rubber duckies floated past. The little bears had a bubbly blast. At last they dried, the fun would last. The squirrel found paint of every hue, red and blue and bright line too. It dropped a brush and ran around. The colors splashed upon the ground. The rainbow spread across the trees. The birds flew through it with the breeze. It giggled loud and twirled some more. The paint was everywhere galore. Its paws were messy, tail so bright. It painted from the morning light. The squirrel declared, "What fun tonight!" With a flick of its tail, a joyful leap, new colors mix, secrets to keep. Yellow sunbeams, purple rain, painting pictures again and again. Through meadows green and sky so wide, the squirrel's art, a colorful tide, each stroke, a giggle, each shade, a cheer. No dull moment, no trace of fear. It painted flowers, painted bees, dancing leaves upon the trees. Its little heart so full of glee, a masterpiece for all to see. From tiny uppers to mighty oaks, its vibrant art, a thousand strokes. The forest floor, a canvas grand, the happiest squirrel in all the land. With every splash, a happy sound as colors dance all around. He painted dreams and painted life, making everything so bright. So let us learn from this small friend to paint our world until the end. With joyful spirit, bold and free, creating beauty for you and me.
Quack, quack, quack.
A duck discovered donuts sweet. He waddled fast on little feet. He dipped them in a puddle wide, then gobbled up a chocolate tide. Sprinkles fell upon his beak. He quacked with joy and started to squeak. He shared with friends a happy band. The donuts vanished from the land. He flapped his wings and spun around. The tastiest treats were ever found. Duck and donuts, joy abound.
The penguin slid upon the ice and twirled around so very nice. His lip was slapped with perfect bead. He hopped and glided on his feet. Snowflakes fell upon his head, but he just danced instead of dread. He spun around and did a bow. The seals all cheered and said, "Wow!" Yes, he slid again and jumped so high, a perfect pirouette through the sky. The penguin danced her God's way.